So, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm 46.
What were things like for you when you first began working with CJ Physical Therapy and Pilates?
Well, the low-level chronic back pain that was keeping me from doing sort of normal activities that I like to do. Hiking with my family, surfing with my family, just doing sort of everyday things. And I've always had a little bit of back issues that creep up sometimes but then completely go away. But within the last maybe 4 years or so, probably just with age, I'm guessing, that was chronic. It just felt like it never went away. It was a constant discomfort and low-level pain that would flare up and then get bad sometimes. But because I was hesitant to see anybody to treat that kind of chronic pain, I didn't have the tools or the knowledge of really what was happening in my body and how to correct it. So that's, yeah. I want to step back for a second and say that it was highly recommended that I come here by a good friend of mine because I was very nervous to pursue any sort of care for my chronic back pain. So it was recommendations that brought me here, and I always think that's valuable, is to have someone that can say, I went, it worked for me, it was great. And so that's really what gave me the extra little push to come here. So I was very, very, very nervous to come in, have anybody touch my back or think about what was happening with my back, because I'm very protective of it. So starting here, I was nervous. First couple sessions, really slow going, but felt completely at ease. Carrie is phenomenal. She immediately, no judgment, no preconceived notions, no making me feel like I was doing something wrong or bad with my back, but just sort of taking me on a journey from start to finish, straight on with, of course, some steps back, forward, back, but it's always felt like it's been forward moving and very encouraging.
What kinds of improvements or impact on your life have you been able to see as a result of working here at CJ Physical Therapy and Pilates?
And then the biggest impact, I would say, is, and I love this term, toolbox, and I think it's probably something Carrie had introduced a while ago. So if I ever feel like I had a bad day or my back is strained because I was lifting things or whatever, I'm able to acknowledge what's happening before it feels like it gets to a point where it's either painful or incapacitating or anything, and then use the tools that she's given me. And sometimes, just depending on how bad it might be feeling, there's small little tools and bigger things and things that I know when I do utilize them, it helps correct things. It helps me feel like it's not going to keep slipping further into pain and discomfort.
What do you love most about visiting our office here at CJ Physical Therapy and Pilates?
It's kind of hard to choose what I love most, but I will say I'm not a morning person, and I did have a private Pilates session at 8 a.m. this morning, and on my way here in the drive, I was a little bit not wanting to come in, and as soon as I walked in the door, I'm always greeted like I'm part of the family, and I feel like after being here for an hour, I almost don't want to go home because it feels so good being here. I feel comfortable. My body now feels like I'm ready to tackle the day. So I think selfishly, personally, just coming and knowing I'm going to feel better on the other side is what gets me in the door.
How has working with CJ Physical Therapy and Pilates helped you to feel more confident or empowered?
Probably summing up a lot of what I've said is that now I have my body knowledge to go by. I have a clear plan going forward, and that's been really helpful. And it's not just, here we're going to see you for 6 or 10 sessions and then you're going to fly away like a little birdie. It's been really nice to segue, seeing Carrie for the work she's doing with me, and now going to private Pilates, and then I'll sprinkle in group class Pilates and sort of keep weaning myself off of these things, knowing though that I can always go back to needing some specific care from Carrie. I can always sort of tap into her when I feel like something's flaring up. So I know this is a long, gradual process, so having all of those things guide me along the way, just gently, not pushing me towards something, and not having like a negative accountability. I don't want someone to be pressuring me or forcing me into something. So that gentle guidance has been really comforting and encouraging to go forward.
If someone was on the fence about working with us, what would you say to make them feel more confident to give us a try?
and I think, again, I've touched upon this before, everybody that's here has a very encouraging, sort of gentle guidance, and in terms of working with my schedule and working with what my bodily needs are, there's a lot of accommodating, but also really there's a positive accountability and making sure to follow through with those things. I've never had an issue with communication or confusion. So I think as someone that was nervous to come into an office like this to start with, and not really knowing what I was going to get into, sort of seeing what the process has been like just for me personally, I don't think I would tell anyone else to hesitate to come in. I would say get here as fast as you can, because the longer you wait, the longer you'll be continuing to deal with whatever it is that you have going on with your body. So I think, if you can get in here and make it work, you'll feel so much better. I think everybody has their ailments that they're dealing with, but I think having a supportive group of people that's willing to kind of help move you forward and guide you forward, depending on how much progress you make along that way, it's only a good thing.